Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Talked about what? The release of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans based on the lineage of our fathers. Okay, this is the Yahushua is coming to deliver from this wicked system.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
I will also gather all nations.
Right, I will also gather all nations for what?
And will bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, which means what? Yahushua, their place of judgment. And location is the Middle East. Go ahead.
And will plead with them.
Plead in the Hebrew is going into judge. I will judge them utilizing the event of what? WW3.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
And will plead with them
Right.
there.
Right, plead with them there. Right, the location of the Middle East. Go ahead.
For my people.
For my people, yeah, for sending us away as gifts. Right? Profiting off our blood. Building your dominions off our blood. And made no account of our labors.
And for my inheritance, Israel.
Right, and for my inheritance, Israel, the land, go ahead. You got to pay for what you did to our land. Right, all those wicked abominations, what you're doing to our land. And it's going to get nuked too, because that land has to be purified. But the difference between the land of Israel and the land of America, Israel, that would be our capital. That would be the world's capital. We would live in Israel. But America would never be lived on ever again. The new tenants of America, according to Isaiah 34th chapter, is going to be desert-like creatures. Right? So the new tenants is not going to be man, woman, or boy, girl. It's going to be what? Owls and lizards and cactuses and shit. Go ahead, Go ahead, bro.
Since you said that about that land now. Zephaniah 2 and 4. Gaza, this is in the NLT. Gaza and Ashkelon will be abandoned. Ashdod and Ekron torn down. And what sorrow awaits.
And what's going to tear them down? World War III. WW3, that land has to be purified. Everything is spiritual. We're being purified right now. The 2/3 that's going to get left in America, they will get purified later by the nukes, just as the land is going to be purified. Go ahead, bro.
And what sorrow awaits you Philistines.
And what sorrow? Judgment. What Tupac said, payback. Payback. Go ahead, bro.
That's talking about the land of Palestine.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Who live along the coast and in the land of Canaan,
right?
For this judgment is against you too.
That's right.
The Lord will destroy you until not one of you is left.
Not one of you left. So all you heathens will get out their land. And it's going to start with who? Amalek. Right? Amalek. You want to add, Breeze?
No, you got it.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
Just back in Joel chapter 3.
Yeah, you can stop it too, bro.
Come. Whom they have scattered among the nations and
I have what? Slave trades, right? The transatlantic slave trade. And did not Ishmael, as a point, I was reading up on that a couple weeks ago, didn't Ishmael have a slave trade?
It was what they did to Jake, man, was worse. It might have been worse than what Esau was doing.
And that's why I said that, because every time you mention it, you get mad.
Yep.
I set him up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because it's a lot of Jake communities over there in Africa. That's why Jake is a fucking Muslim over there in Africa. All right, but then in that area, you got a lot of Jake communities. They outcasted, man. Because they're descendants of Jake that went into slavery. You got it?
That's it.
They parted my land.
A part of my land. Go ahead. No, that's all good.
Payback. Yeah. This is the book of Luke, chapter 16, starting at verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared some.
These are the international bankers that control this entire system. They fare presumptuously. Right? Meaning what is their system, is their dominion going back to the blessing they received through Esau, their forefathers. Right. And that's why they were born sumptuously. That's why they was draped out in purple. Purple is symbolic for royalty. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores.
Right. So Lazarus is what? A representation of the elect starting with the 144,000. Laid at his gate with his swords, meaning what? The swords is going into what? The curses spoken of Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Laid at his gate. The gate is a representation for the system, right? We are oppressed within the system, and on top of that, we have the curses being exercised on us. Go ahead, bro.
And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Hey, Jay catching hell, man. I did a video today about Jay. Jay talked about, man, goddamn, this shit don't make no sense. Talks about as soon as he get paid, it's gone. It's gone. You know, he like literally said, man, you know, as soon as it touch his pocket, it's already accounted for.
Yeah. Easy come, easy go. I ain't gonna say easy.
Reset.
Yeah.
As soon as they go out every day, he got like 2,000 credits. And as soon as he got them 2,000 credits, he started deducting. And he had like 5 credits left. And he had to watch it all happen.
That's it. And the sad part about that is that's the implementation of the new system. That ain't even now. So imagine when you can find, man, I'd rather be dead, man. Who the fuck want to live like that, man? You in this small ass confinement and you got credits and they giving you the type of food to eat. They telling you what you can and can't watch. They're already doing it now. But this is going to be much, much worse and much, much tighter. So this nigga want to give you a so-called virtual reality, meanwhile they enjoy the world. It don't make sense. You got niggas rather have a doll, a blow-up doll, than a real woman. This shit is crazy. You rather have a nigga that sit at home and play video games than to travel the world him or herself. That is crazy.
You'd rather have FRNs than gold and silver.
It's that's they taking it back to slavery, but it's gonna be for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those slaves world was just the backyard of the master, while the master had everywhere else to go. You know,
He has something called autonomy. Go ahead, bro.
you got it.
So slave master has something called autonomy. A free man has autonomy.
And what does that mean, Zipporah?
You're free to move around.
That's right, you independent.
You're independent, man. The average Israelite doesn't have autonomy.
That's right.
Because even if you get a passport, you gotta have money to travel.
That's right.
Jake might go on a cruise and take his ass right back, man.
And Jake's money ain't like Esau's money.
That's right.
Esau can afford to get stuck out these countries for another 2 or 3 weeks. Jake worrying about goddamn they gonna lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now they using utility money to pay for their extra room and board. You know, using their rent money to buy another ticket, so on and so forth. But Esau, well, honey, he said we gotta be here another 2 weeks.
That's why it says in the scripture, you're subject to pay.
That's right, brother.
You can't move till you get paid.
That's it.
You subject, you stuck right there till I get paid.
Right.
Like you said earlier, as soon as you get paid, they take the money.
Shit, go on.
Show you how the squeeze is getting worse, man. Because even back in the slavery days, what? Jake couldn't move around without getting what that pass the master would give him. But he can move around, so if the slave patrol see him, he got permission to move around.
In school, they call it a hall pass.
A hall pass, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know what I'm saying, even with the pay, you know, how you mentioned that, you know, people are getting that squeeze and by the time you get your money, it's gone. Well, it is gone because the taxes, man, they tax the hell out of you before you get it to you. But now, like y'all mentioned about that, what's the name of that little quick film, The Great Reset? What was it called?
Great Reset.
You know, that's just another elevated way of oppression, how they gonna start taking out more by way of digital system, and you ain't gonna have nothing by the time it's over with. So you still are gonna have that, the Haggai 4:6, that bag with holes in it. You still are gonna be unable to move because you're gonna have to have some kind of monetary finances to do anything. But they gonna be stripping all that, man. And then so many stipulations gonna come with, you know what I'm saying, people who even take that Caragua, man. You know, so this devil is only making this oppressive society worse, man.
Right, boy?
It says, when a society forgets that there are many things worse than death, that society itself will die.
You said what now, boy?
This is a quote by E.H. Looney. It says, when a society forgets that there are many things worse than death, that society itself will die.
Mm-hmm. You want to answer?
Because wanted to how this society, a lot of people gonna think getting that MOTV is the answer. But that MOTV itself in the society, in the whole system, you know, basic universal income, you know, going to the credit, all of that shit is worse than death. You're gonna die anyway, but now you literally your house is an 8x8. The rest of your life you're in a prison cell. If you look at the Great Reset, like that dude here on a little spot with a prison cell. You go outside on your balcony, you get electrocuted by a drone.
They'll have a mask on.
Yeah.
This is real talk. And I have reason to believe they're gonna be in prison in their own home.
That's it, right?
Because they gonna curfew the cities.
Yeah.
So if you step outside your home at a certain time, a drone gonna pull up like, where the fuck you going?
That's right.
So they gonna quarantine your ass in your own home.
And
Man.
look at the setup of some of these apartments. They're gated and things of that nature.
And then on just my observation, bro, like in Jackson, Mississippi, all of these buildings became abandoned buildings, and then they got what do you call it, renovated, and they all storage facilities. How many buildings have you passed by within the past 5 to 6 years that have become storage facilities? How many storage facilities do you need? So, but it can easily become a little, the Great Reset. They put a human in that room.
That's it. Hey, because the system is already established, they just need the perfect event. That's it. And I go to Daniel, man. I'm talking to you. Verse 31. And whoever want to get it, y'all can get it, man. I just had to warm it up, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about?
This book of Daniel, chapter 2, starting in verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image.
Right.
This
And we're in the end of this great image. Okay, we're in the end of this great image. We're in the feet portion of this great image. Go ahead.
this great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and thee from thereof was terrible.
Right, so Nebuchadnezzar actually saw this image. Go ahead.
Verse 32.
And a statue like for a man, likened to a man.
32. This image's
Brother,
head was
multitask,
of fine gold, his breast and his arm of silver, his belly and his thigh of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Verse 34.
And that head was the Babylonian Empire, Syrian Babylonian Empire.
That's right.
What was it? The silver, there was a Medo-Persian Empire.
Let's go.
And because the different grades represent the quality of that kingdom.
That's
man.
it.
Because the Babylonian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, that was the most prestigious.
And
man.
how do you know it's a corn? It was likened to what?
Gold.
Gold.
Gold, man.
And what did Daniel say? That out of your kingdom, these other kingdoms is going to be more inferior to you.
That's
Just to
right.
back you up, bro.
And then then it's this is the head, there was the neck.
Right, read it again.
The arms, I'm sorry.
Daniel chapter 2, verse 32. The image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver.
Right.
The rest of his arms of silver. That's the Medo-Persian Empire.
Right.
Who that's who America's at war with right now.
That's
Those
right.
Iranians.
That's right.
It's that lion with the wings.
Yeah.
You know that lion representing the
Syria, that's the Babylonian
Syria,
Yeah.
and the wings representing the
Babylonian.
the Babylonians.
Yeah, because the reason why those wings were plucked because the Babylonians took down the Assyrians. Right, but Nebuchadnezzar was an Assyrian.
His belly and his thigh of brass.
The Grecian Empire. See, you gotta understand, man. Picture the Most High showing you the most prominent kingdoms, all right, in the history of man in one vision.
Right.
All right, these kingdoms actually existed, and they were documented in the scriptures.
And it showed you how the Most High dealt with heathens too.
Yeah.
Because did not a heathen get this vision?
Come on, man.
But he needed the interpretation.
That's right.
Interpretation be a prophet.
And that's why the Most High is like the father of times.
That's right.
You understand what just happened? And then I said Maccabees, and it was so Alexander, the son of Philip. Yeah,
That's right.
that was a great. And one of my most watched war scenes was when Alexander was at the battle of is it Gethsemane? I'm sorry. The movie Alexander. Because me and Kazak talks about all the time. But that first scene, the major scene, where Alexander attempted to unalive Darius.
Oh, you go across that river?
Yeah, Darius! You coward! But that was, they actually took over the Persian Empire. This is what Daniel was seeing in the vision.
That's right.
What the Nebuchadnezzar was seeing. The gold head, the silver brass, man. The silver arms, man.
He goes.
The he go, man.
If I called the Lord would, because he likened it to that leopard with the 4 heads, going to the 4 generals, and Cassandra, Ptolemy, Lysimachus, and the solution.
Yeah, because that's Daniel the 7th chapter.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Back in Daniel chapter 2, verse 33. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron.
That's the Roman Empire. But the Roman Empire hadn't been erected yet.
That's right.
Neither has the Grecian Empire once
That's
the
right.
vision was shown, man.
That's right.
Come on, man. You understand?
Declaring the end from the beginning.
This is why he's called the Most High. This is why he's called He Is.
And the scriptures are what? You know, it's a history book as well. They don't teach you this in church, man. This is end time prophecy. Hey, every time you go to a church building, they should be teaching about this. We're in this time frame right now. The end of the end.
It's a history book, a mystery book.
Yeah.
A code of conduct.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of a word that describes the future, but it rhymes with history. You know what I mean? Hey, all right, go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 46:9. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High. There is none else. I am the Most High.
So the Most High is the Most High. Even when you go into that term Most High, it goes into like an elevated position. So on the right hand and on the left hand, he has that highest position. That's why when those angels go to him in the spiritual realm, they have to look up to his platform, right? And right next to him, you have who? Yahweh Shai. You know, he's at his right, which goes into also the authority of Yahweh Shai. He's the highest ranking official under the Most High in the spiritual realm.
Because I think when you go into like the history of life, when you have a king, his number 2 is always sitting at his right at the table.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I am the Most High, and there is none like me.
Right.
Verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning.
And that's the point. Declaring the end from the beginning. Right? And we have the documentation. We're in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter. Declaring the end from the beginning. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, if I can say this, we always speak as this is the Lord's movement, man. How can you write a script if you can't declare the end and the beginning? You got to have all that mapped out to go ahead and start your production, man. You just can't start writing the movie and expect it to play itself out. And the Lord has already wrote the whole script, man, from the beginning, Genesis, to the end with Revelation, man, and everything in between.
Verse 10, Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning.
That's right.
And from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
From the ancient times, the things not yet done. That's the examples. When Daniel was breaking down the interpretation to Nebuchadnezzar. Right? Ancient means what? Old. Modern means just now. Right? All right, go back there.
Back in the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out.
The stone that was cut out, go ahead.
Without hands.
Without hands, go ahead.
Which smote the image upon his feet.
Which broke the image. Which broke the image, meaning what? The Yahweh Shai is coming back to destroy Esau's rulership. Now, that stone without hands, you know, Elder Kazak always goes into, basically he's coming back in technology that this world has not seen. Now, get your precept.
Okay, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon.
That's that stone. That's that stone.
The spaceship, the chariot.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
A cloud.
A cloud.
A cloud.
Whirlwind.
A whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
You know?
And flew up upon it.
You're phenomenal. You wait a minute.
Hey, flew up on it. Hey, some speculate that Yahweh Shai gonna be standing on top of that thing. Hey, that's how Jake used to do back in the day. Stand up on top of the hood of their whips.
Yep.
Who knows?
Because they used to call it, then Jake used to ghost ride the whip.
That's right.
Because look, Jake is very ostentatious.
That's right.
Jake is very, like look at me.
Mhm.
I remember one picture of Jake out in LA. I think it's Jake back when they had Jerry curls and shit. But them niggas was like gladiators back then.
Mhm.
But Jake was flexing by his car like this, but he had the doors up like this.
Right.
And he was flexing. Oh, man, but that's how the angels are.
I'm telling you, man.
Come on, man.
Now I seen brothers turn chariots, Lincolns, into chariots.
Oh, yeah.
Shots fired. But that's 2016.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, starting verse 16. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh our power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation,
Zion
a
is
stone.
also known as the nation of Israel. You laying what?
A stone.
A stone. Yahweh Shai, go ahead.
A tried stone.
Yahweh Shai.
A precious cornerstone.
Yahweh Shai.
A sure foundation.
And what was that stone that smote the image? It's Yahweh Shai. The Bible is codified. You have to have the Holy Spirit in order to understand what you're reading. But you have to have teachers too. Because you still can't figure it out without a teacher. Go ahead, bro.
He that believeth shall not make haste.
Yeah, he that believes shall not make haste. Go ahead.
Judgment also will I lay to the line.
No, that's pretty much it, bro. Now go back to what you got. Okay. All right, I'm gonna close it out and I got you, bro. Go ahead.
Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or the place whereof the hill was graven.
Meaning this damn ship is so big, it's lucky for saying damn, this doggone ship is so big that he can't even see where it starts nor where it ends. So it only makes sense that, I think it's in Revelation 11 chapter, if somebody can fact check me, that basically talks about a cloud. That it only makes sense that the elect will be beamed up together. Right? That's how gigantic and big and massive that ship is. And Isaiah the 6th chapter, it talks about this ship is so big, smaller ships was flying out of it. You know how big that ship has to be? Smaller chariots are flying out of it.
Independence Day, they showed.
Right. Well, we're crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, it only makes sense that could be that same chariot that we came from ancient Egypt. You know? I think that's in Corinthians goes to about that rock and follow.
Yeah.
Israelites and land Israelites.
Yeah.
That rock was and how much
That's right.
And how many, you had what, million plus coming out of Egypt?
Yeah.
I mean, there had to be a hell of a ship, a chariot to be a pillar by day and fire by night, man, to cover, to overcast all those Israelites that was doing the exodus. Because you can look at them, if you in the front, you couldn't see all the way to the back of the Israelites that was walking.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Just to make a quick point.
Hey, get Ecclesiastes 1:9, young guy. Ecclesiastes 1:9. And then Malachi 3:6, Yahweh said, Yahweh says, I changed not. So how we left the last time is how we gonna leave this time. Just more glorious, man. Prepare for glory.
Right.
All right, you go ahead, bro.
It's Ecclesiastes 1:9.
Right.
The thing that have been is that which shall be.
Hey, the mechanism of us being delivered, right? That fathership, go ahead.
And that which is done is that which shall be done.
Right?
And there's no
Meaning
thing.
what? What shall be done? Us getting up out of here. Leaving out of ancient Egypt, right? Which is modern day America. Go ahead.
It says, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Hey, there's no new thing under the sun. So, hey, the same vehicle, man. A large, gigantic chariot, right? That fathership. And it's not a mothership. It's a fathership. All right? Go ahead, bro.
This second Ezra 15:11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out
The
arm.
mighty hand is talking about Yahushua, the Son of God. He's coming back. A mighty hand. Hey, what did Yahushua say in Isaiah the 63rd chapter? I will not meet you as a man. So this time he's coming back as an extraterrestrial being, man. And he's going to be inside of that fathership as he leading thousands and thousands and thousands of the angels out of the spiritual realm into the earthly realm. Right? This is going to be spectacular. Just like Salaki, for what? Isaiah 27 chapter, Salaki. Isaiah 47. He even got these numbers in mind. Go ahead, bro.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
Right.
And smite Egypt with plagues.
Smite Egypt with plagues. And what's the plagues? Plagues goes into judgment, nuclear destruction, and what's the other plagues? Those laser beams coming from those chariots. Right? Give to her double. That's 1, 2.
And smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Right, and smite Egypt with plagues before. So just like Egypt got hit before, Egypt's gonna get hit again. Go ahead.
It will destroy all the land thereof.
And will destroy all the land. America's gonna be destroyed, man. All right? There's no more investments that's gonna be conducted in America, man. No more buildings, right? No more amusement parks. No more sorcery. No more whorehouses and so on and so forth. Vehicles, airplanes. America's going to be destroyed. Go ahead, bro.
This the book of
You want to jump in, jump in.
This the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, starting at verse 14, because you're going into nothing new on the sun. You know, but right now it's being, to this day, talked about the great deliverance out of Egypt. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said,
That's right.
the Lord liveth,
Right.
that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
So we're talking about this time frame now. right? Because look, we got the Passover coming up in a couple more weeks, so we're going to be talking about it again. But guess what? Go ahead.
Verse 15. But the Lord Yahweh liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north.
And what's the land of the north based on this context? That's North America, man. America is the land of the north. Go ahead.
And from all the lands whither he had driven them.
The elect, right, that will be delivered too, starting with the 144,000, trickling down to elected men, women, and children. Right? Now in the wilderness, Ezekiel 20 chapter is going to the non-elect that's going to be destroyed in the wilderness, wherever that may be. That could be in South America or Africa. We don't know. Go ahead, bro.
And I, Yahweh Shem
That's
Yahushua,
right.
will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers.
And just like just how Yahweh used Yahushua to lead us out, it's going to be the same delivery system.
That's right.
Right? It's the same thing. Nothing is new under the sun.
Right. And the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, man. Okay? And that was, and when in 1948 hit, those small heads got over there by way of 747s, planes and shit, man. So that's a clear cut that these people call themselves the Lord's chosen or the Lord's people are not those people, man.
And that same evening, they had a war.
Yep.
They went to war with Egypt.
Yep.
Right? So how the hell can these be the people? And then where's Yahushua at? If these are the people, where's Yahushua? Where's King David? And most importantly, why are people still dying here?
Right.
Why are their people still dying? Because they supposed to be exercising immortality. Where are the other 12 tribes? So like, where are the other 11 tribes? Right?
Why are nations at war right now? Pursuant to Isaiah, the 2nd chapter goes into how the earth is going to be at rest.
That's
So
right.
it shows that with the true children of Israel, the inhabitants of the nation of Israel back in their homeland, the nation's not going to war anymore.
That's right.
Because Yahushua is going to destroy all those weapons in his second coming.
And when did WW3 happen? Because you cannot get there before WW3. You cannot get there before the mandate of the chip.
Why the fuck I'm still going to work? Yeah. Shit.
Hey, what old girl say on what was that movie with the what I did last summer? No, I did last summer. Like she was spinning around. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Esau? What are you waiting for? Oh man, I'm crunk. This is damn cold. You wanna hit this shit? All right, go ahead.
We're going back into that stone. This is Revelation 18, starting at verse 20. It says, "Rejoice over her, our heavens, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
That's right.
For the Most High has avenged you on her."
Right.
Verse 21. "And a mighty angel took a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down."
America's that great city, right? And then the Most High is using what? That spiritual stone too, as well as spiritual stone. By nukes, right? But before it turns towards, it has to be from the spiritual standpoint. And this is the initial process of it.
And it said, with great violence does the city be thrown down? Well, the scripture goes to think not come to bring peace but a sword, man. So the Lord is bringing violence. He's bringing the sword. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. There's going to be a lot of death and destruction, man. Because of the complete disrespect, the lack of acknowledgement of a higher power, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth, man. So the Lord is coming to bring fear, pain, destruction, sorrow, you know what I'm saying, to get his point across, man. That he is.
And that's a perfect balance too, because look how America got so-called established.
Right.
By bloodshed, by lies, you know what I'm saying, by genocide pretty much. So therefore, Yahweh Bahashim Mashah is a perfect balance. He's going to end it off by that same type of fate. You know, America about to get ready to get its just due very soon, right?
Those atomic bombs.
Yeah. Most people still suffer from that.
And look how he caught that Japan this week. Like he threw a shot at Japan.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask for help, man. For everybody.
Yeah. And what was the verdict? It was kind of like, what did he say to him?
One of the Japanese senators was asking him why did he let them know that he was going to attack. So to sum it up, Trump really kind of responded slickly. He was like, the Japanese let us know when they bombed Pearl Harbor.
Right.
Yeah.
But the prime minister of Japan was sitting right next to him,
That's right.
the lady, you know.
But you see, Esau, and pride of the heart has conceived me. When you proud like that and you thick-headed like that, you don't realize the people that's around you are plotting against you. When your pride will blind you.
You see the build-up to how these should hate the whore,
Yeah.
like the EU nations, man. And you know, just the way how he just been showcasing himself around being a bully. You know?
I already that's what him. All of them told him. Everybody told him no.
And pride goes into this man's self-esteem, man. When you look up pride, it goes into your ego / your self-esteem. So this man really believes in himself via Satanism.
You have something called hubris.
It's,
Hubris, which is synonymous with pride, is unjustifiable, unreasonable pride.
I had did a video the other day through the spirit, man, going to his look is no longer stopped to his fellows. So these other countries, man, they are not fearing America, man. And like the brother just saying, the was the prime minister of Japan, the lady, when that nigga said that, she was thinking about, you know, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know, just all the complete disrespect, all that was running through her mind.
yeah.
They got generational consequences from that.
Yeah.
You know, they're still born with deformity.
To this
they're
day.
born with autism.
Yeah.
Last bit, it says there shall be found no more at all. And to this day, I think the ancient Babylonian city, people don't live there, but it's like a World Heritage Site or something like that.
The Babylon?
It's
No,
Iraq.
it's already. People still live there.
Okay, well, people went off on that one. Well, people, that goes to the point too. People live there now. So when it says, the precept says that, and shall be found no more, they gotta be talking about not ancient Slavic, modern day Babylon the Great, the spiritual system of Egypt, which is America, US of A. So when Yahweh Shai comes back, and that great millstone, which is Yahweh Shai, be thrown at you, it's gonna be good.
This the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 18. Get to the point. You'll get to the point. Proverbs 16, verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
And it's going into the nature of the king of the earth, man. It goes to the nature of Babylon, man. Babylon is a proud whore, man. Like, this how the word imperious, because the word imperious, the Most High personified Israel is an imperious whore. The Most High personified Israel is an imperious whore, but Babylon is an imperious whore, man. You know, a fucking imperious whore.
The mother of harlots.
And it's the way you conduct yourself amongst the other kings of the earth. When you're a king in the earth, talking about Babylon, you know, the representative is Donald Trump. It's the way you conduct yourself amongst the other kings. It's like etiquette. So here he is speaking proudly amongst these other rulers of the earth, man. Stumping on their toes, man. But I watched this documentary in the 6th grade. I think it happened during 9/11. I was in the 6th grade. We had to watch the documentary. And basically the documentary was implying, like, you know, America bombed Japan, and basically it was alluding to World War III. Like, you think, they were saying in the documentary, you think Japan forgot about that?
And those guys said done like this.
Countries don't think like that. They don't have a short attention span like that.
Have we forgotten 9/11?
Yeah, but exactly, right. So they want us to forget about slavery, but the nature of a society, the nature of a nation, they don't forget about the atrocities that happened to the people. Did you forget about the H-Cost?
Right, exactly.
The small heads, you can't say their name to this day. I got to speak in code to this day, man. You can't speak on the H-Cost, but you expect them to forget about Pearl Harbor. I'm sorry, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, man. Come on, man! But you think the nation should hate the horrible, but I'm talking to his pre-something.
All right, imperious. The definition etymology online of a dominating character.
Of a dominating character, man. And that's the nature of America, man. They force their central banking system on you. They force their ideologies on you. They force your country to turn to a whore. Or nothing is more vexing than your woman's friends who are whores. Nothing is more vexing than your woman's mother who's a whore. Because they're all telling her the same thing to turn against you. Be a whore against your husband. So on a societal level, Nothing is more vexing than another country forcing their whorish ways on another country, man.
Real quick, and this is Genesis 27:40. And by your sword shall you live.
Forcing that water, man. Westernization was forced for them. Do you understand the spirit that the earth was in before westernization, before colonization, before the Spanish, the French, the British, and the Portuguese came into power?
Petrodollar.
Before the petrodollar came into power, man? Do you understand how people function? I say, hey, the apostles put me on the movie, put us on the movie, The Last Samurai. And that little American soldier was sitting amongst the Ammonites in that village. And he was like, basically, he could feel the harmony. The people's everyday living, right? When they grew a garden, when they made pottery, it was like they had a certain harmony and a certain rhythm to everything they did. You know, and it made him respect their culture to where he saw the American way was poisonous to their culture. So just imagine a frequency and a spirit and a mentality the heathen were in before this big whore came into power. And she turned into a Cardi B concert, man.
And then it started with us first.
Yeah.
You know, with the respect to slavery.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like he just branched out to the entire world.
Slavery was the spark plug.
Mm-hmm.
Slavery was the resource that fueled the economy.
Yes, sir.
Selling us globally, that fueled the economy. We fueled the economy.
Free fucking labor.
Come on, man.
Why we call it white gold?
Yeah. Cotton.
Okay?
And that's Mississippi, man. Has the
And
most
black
people.
and black and brown though.
Yeah.
Us.
Like you got, and look, everything is a relic. Everything traces back to slavery.
Yeah.
Like you buy rum. Rum it goes back to the sugar can on the island.
Right.
You buy Coca-Cola.
And they recently changed our favorite rum called Plantation. They changed that thing from Plantation rum to Plantaray.
What?
You know,
Which is that for plantation?
They got
I don't
it.
know. But why did they call that in the first fucking place? Because going back to Revelation, I think 11, they said gifts one to another. They hit a lick on the 12 tribes to the point where they still put the relic of slavery in your face. This is the lick of the earth. This is the fuel of the economy of the earth. We all finna eat, B. The global slave trade, everybody eats. Gave a boy for a harlot, a girl for some rum.
The New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
The first commodity was a so-called Negro.
That's right.
You know, all these prestigious banks,
Colleges.
colleges,
Right,
all
bro.
them really got their power, their strength from slavery.
That's why so-called spaceships flying over America, man. You about to reap what you sowed, man.
You mentioned the rum, I thought about the Captain Morgan logo. It's the captain got his foot on top of a barrel, and it's the slave ship in the background.
Bro, let's get that Joel 3, and I want somebody to get that in Google, how enslaved people were sold for prostitutes. Enslaved people were sold for liquor. It's on Google.
Yeah, I know.
It's Googleable. And Google matches the prophecies,
It
man.
was in Wikipedia the one time.
It was in, what's my name? Joel 3. Come on, man. That's why we're in World War III, or we're the beginning of World War III, or we're the rumors of wars of World War III. It's judgment for what you did to the chosen people, man.
Hey, we're always talking about the controversy of Zion. All these things transpiring around the world right now, all type of warfare, all the type of global chaos, it's all for the controversy of Zion.
The 12 tribes being enslaved empower all the fucking. It happened on a small level in ancient world. You said what nation have not profited off our captivity? But now we go to the slave trade. There was somebody put a spark plug. You know how somebody got to put a jumper cable on everybody's economy. Everybody gets slaves. Free slaves or trading slaves. That's the biggest slave.
How during the slave time, the labor of Jakes, kept the economy going like y'all was building up. But even to this time today, the poorest people, the Israelites, dollar is what keeps the economy going.
Pick a dollar, and then guess what? It's specifically set up so you constantly build the economy. Back then they had a freedom store. You get the stud with the nigga bitch, bring them together, make slave babies on the farm. Now what do you have? You got the projects. Get the nigga bitch in her little apartment, and we give her vouchers for breeding them little babies with no daddy. Incentives for breeding them little babies. And what happened to them little nigga babies? Either she's a whore, it's gonna breed a little more slave babies, or he's a YN to be a part of the prison industrial complex. It's a new breeding form, man. Why would you destroy a system? You really gonna get rid of a system that put trillions of dollars in your pocket? No, you're gonna refine it.
Polish it up. Yeah.
You shoot up the club, niggas die, you change the name, it's still a club. Go put a new name up. The club was making money. Why would we stop this shit? Come on, man. All right.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot.
Giving a boy for a harlot. So did Google pull some up? Go ahead, bro.
So it says, I asked, were black slaves sold for liquor? For the Google AI overview, it says, yes, enslaved black people were sold for liquor, particularly rum and brandy, as part of the transatlantic slave trade.
Again, brother. You see? Slug. I'm still dwelling on it. Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink.
Sold a girl for wine. Now we know what wine it was. Rum, brandy. Where did they get the rum and the brandy from? Most likely the sugar from the sugar cane on the islands. That's why you had so-called Haitians on the fucking islands. Which is why you got so-called Haitian Zoes out there in Florida. That's why you got Jake from New Orleans with Haitian fucking distinctions, man. Because they're Levites. A lot of them. Some of us are Levites from New Orleans, by way of Haiti, by way of West Africa, by way of Jerusalem. Hey, I couldn't find it. What you say, bro?
I agree with you.
I couldn't find it last time I said, let's see this thing is so powerful. Couldn't find it last time. Yeah.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, the Israelites, and have given a boy for an harlot.
And you indigenous niggas saying the slave trade never happened.
You niggas are stupid.
You niggas is stupid, man.
You niggas are stupid.
Then you self-hate niggas want to be everything but an Israelite. You want to be everything but a so-called Negro.
And all them goddamn artifacts used to be in those museums when we used to go to elementary school. You know, you go to those museums, they would tell you who was slaves. Right.
They had the artifacts.
The conversations. Which your great grandparents told they children on down. You had conversations. Maybe they just weren't listening, man.
And,
yeah. But the reason why they're doing that because we always spoke about what Deuteronomy 28:68. So when we start bringing in our view of the spirit, beginning with the apostles and their spiritual fathers, you know what happened? They wanted to remove it out of the history books because that's a main association to say, look, we're the Israelites.
That's the main one.
That's the main one, bro.
And then look, why does South America, particularly Brazil, have like a 90% so-called West African culture?
Because a lot of those jakes have gone into that slave trade.
I'm watching Anthony Bourdain, Carson, and it's like most Brazilian food go back to West Africa. You remember when Michael Jackson did that song? All I really want to say is they don't really care about. Bro, that was an African vibe in here. That was in Brazil, but that was a West African vibe because that's a Southern Kingdom out there in Brazil mixed with Northern Kingdom. You see? But why is there a heavily West African influence on South America? And we were all indigenous to the Americas. It just come on, man.
It makes perfect sense too. Just like you go out to different cuisines, you got the Vegemite, you got the Dominican, all of it is semi-similar, but we also desire it. So it makes sense.
What's the main source? They different flavors, different seasons,
But guess what though? You go to a West African restaurant, it tastes similar to the island food. It tastes similar to the island food, man.
rice and beans.
Come on, man. So you gotta hit me with that. Brothers have been to Haitian restaurants. You know, brothers been to Brazilian restaurants, Cuban restaurants. But brothers have been to the African restaurants, and it's similar.
Punjabi style restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's different category. But
Why does a lot of the you still talking?
no. I'm just thinking about food.
Why does we know we're gonna be out the camp? I know, right? You know, why does freaking Benjamite music sound like fucking Afro beats? Why does the West African vibe come off like a Island vibe.
Well, reggaeton comes from Benjamin music. Yup.
So-
Reggaeton. Because I did a video on it.
So why in the fuck do people look at brothers like me and you and say, bro, you from Africa?
Yup.
They be like, bro, you from brothers like you like from South Africa. You motherfucking guessed it because you know a lot of Levites was in South Africa. You know what I mean? Not saying we Hamites, but why do we look like the folks over there in another
There's
continent?
a great influence of Jake out there in South Africa and West Africa.
Yeah, still there.
North Africa, too.
And I have reason to believe just off my eyes and research Levites. A lot of Jake in South Africa, a lot of Haitians, the lineage go back to South Africa. Like that tribe was like to dress real well, like they over there in
Senegal.
No, it's not Senegal.
Senegal.
But Senegal look like Levites. Senegalese, yeah.
But the Jake that we deal with at the England restaurant, he's
Yeah.
from Senegal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all that to say, but why the fuck you like West Africans?
We're the same people.
Come on, man.
We're the same people. Yeah, you even right now you got Jake that look like us, but then you will look at a character from overseas over there on that continent, and you be like, damn, she look like such and such over here. That don't make sense.
She look like Tamika.
Right.
Yeah. So look, man. But you know what? Like I said, I said it again.
No, those Jakes over there in Africa, that's actually the Republic of Congo. And the official language is French.
Yeah, that's Levi. Cause I had a little real. She was all into that genealogy shit. She was like, nah, they go back to Haiti. The Haitians go back to them Congo. Yeah, Congolese. So if it's out there in Africa, they speak in French. They most likely Levites. You know what I mean? But what were we went to the slave trade.
Yeah, I looked up this heavy right here, but black slaves sold for prostitution. From Google AI overview again, it says, yes, enslaved black women and girls were sold specifically for the purpose of sexual exploitation and forced prostitution during slavery in the U.S. This practice was often referred to as the fancy trade. So I looked up the fancy trade. It says, fancy trade refers to the historical trafficking of young, light-skinned African-American slaves, predominantly women, for sexual exploitation, prostitution, and concubinage, which is a state of being a concubine, in the 19th century U.S. This term highlights a specific abusive segment of the domestic slave trade, often focused on victims sold for their perceived beauty or lighter complexion.
Hey, yeah, because also, can you do that again, sold a girl for? Because now that gives me a different perspective on sold a girl for a harlot. You sold a girl as a harlot. Well, I'm not saying this what it is, but it would make sense that also, yeah, you sold the cover that you watched. I think it was Goodbye Uncle Tom. Yeah, she was like, and that was on a boat. I got me a little toy for you, and it was like a little young Israelite girl.
He turned them out.
Yeah, he turned them out. So it makes sense that also you sold a girl as a harlot.
Yeah, because what you do with your toes?
Play with her.
You play with it.
Play with her.
You play with it,
I
right?
know his mind sick and twisted anyway.
Yeah,
So
the same way he did with the
fucking killed the nader.
So it just shows you sex trafficking always been their thing. Big time.
But see, yep.
And scripture is upon Ezekiel 20 chapter through your traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Human traffic.
Yeah, he trafficked us as a nation of people, beginning with Judah.
That's
He
right.
conquered us, beginning with the Gadites here in America. And then he said, okay, you know what? You're no longer a slave anymore. Now you're a free man.
Right.
And then it went underground and just started kidnapping your kids.
Right.
That's right.
They went underground and started trafficking individuals without a mind, without thoughts, without a voice.
You know what? The scripture says Esau's a cunning hunter.
Yes.
A hunter, he hunts then kills. I'm sorry, he hunts and eats. Like, he hunts you, then he eats you. Even a farmer, because he farmed us on a plantation. He raised the animal to eat it, kill it, and eat it. So if you ever been around a racist Edomite, they look at you like an animal. Like they would literally kill you and eat you.
You gotta watch them.
Yeah, why you devils, man? Hey, but if you the only so-called black person moving amongst a bunch of Edomites, this is your fault. This is on you.
Hey, y'all haven't seen the movie, watch Blink Twice. It's free, it's on Amazon free, but it shows, it's more so like wrestling fighters. It shows you how they get down.
You think of Edomite, and you know what? A lot of you so-called black women, you got a little fetish for Edomite being on the slick,
Got
man.
kids by them.
Yeah, but yeah, so we hope he kills you.
they step up.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Yeah. But it's like you got like a little concubine center.
And so when they turn, a fancy girl, fancy maid, it goes back to like a light skin and complexion woman who's being sold as a prostitute. I always heard that coming up, like fancy girl, and that goes back to the slave trade.
It's like motherfucker. Going back, you brought it out. Going back to creating a bubble with a song. We got realized shit to do with that. So, and look, man, if this side continues, you gonna get destroyed in this society.
Which are both us and us at the time. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You back.
Every time,
Back in the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy
What's
for an
that?
harlot.
Those auction boxes. You know, and now the auction boxes are modern day combines. You got Jake out there in NFL, have to run fast, a certain speed, have to jump a certain height, have to catch so many balls and things of that nature. That's the modern day auction boxes.
Yeah. Right. Prison industrial complex.
Yeah.
Then we understand the pipelines too. We go to public school, breed inmates. School to prison pipeline. I think psychologists said by the time a child is in second grade, they know if you're going to go to prison. But they got to assign. By the time this life boy is in the second grade, they know based off his behavior, 7, 8-year-old, he's going to be an inmate.
Think about the school system in prison. You have segments for alarms.
Yep.
You have the school bus. You know, everything is structured to their curriculum, so it's grooming you to be a fucking inmate.
Well, you in school lunches like prison food.
Yeah. You got the trade, stand by one in the lunch line.
Even the music industry. You know, Papa Slugger, a video went viral, performing from the record label.
Yeah.
He used to act like a straight monkey out there, man. While the so-called white people was just looking at him and laughing at him.
Slide on the table, the auction box. You were standing up on the table, sliding on the table, performing on that. Okay, yeah, just performing on that auction box.
I wouldn't be surprised if the word went to it went back to Israelite boys too. I'm just thinking like that. Because I mean, like I speak as a man, but you know, I know how Edomites look at Israelites.
I know it's on a documentary like in DR that show you like those European, so-called white men come from Europe and be bound little boys to be on the beaches.
Yeah.
So they be prostitute little boys out too.
Yeah, they'll go from Europe to South Africa. The local villages prostitute their own little ones. And they look at the Edomite like, oh, we got Edomite customers, we're gonna get a lot of money. That's how fucked up it is.
Yeah.
But you Edomite men, y'all love Israelite boys, man. Be careful, man. Be careful with your little ones.
Back in, he's not going to do it.
No, you good on that.
Yeah, and this is I got 2. This is Revelation 11:10, and they that dwell on the earth shall rejoice over them.
Because the global slave trade, particularly the transatlantic slave trade, that was the biggest lick in existence. You know, they really fueled everybody's economy.
That's right.
Because you got something called the West Indian Company, the Dutch Company.
Yeah.
All this shit was fueled by the slave trade.
Yeah.
Even the British Empire, that shit was fueled by the slave trade. The Industrial Revolution was really fueled by the slave trade. All right, it's just so much British infrastructure, American infrastructure. It was fueled by the slave trade, man.
Free labor. Bro.
Free labor, and I think it was like 24 million hours of free labor.
Yeah.
You know, and so much that happened that was fueled by free labor, man. The best thing that a kingdom could have is slaves. You know, what's the point of having land and resources if you can't extract the land? If the king's gonna do it, no, you're slaves. So, man, hey, you being in this planet Earth as a ruler, man, you really have. And Esau is such a parasite that he really pillages the earth to the point where the earth is on record off balance. Deforestation, global warming, endangered species, because you have a very covetous nature. All right? Yes.
Hold on, can I finish it up?
All right, yeah, go ahead, bro.
And this is so back into Revelation 11:10, and shall send gifts one to another, because these 2 prophets tormented them that dwelt on earth.
The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. We had every other nation in subjection under King David rulership. Because under King David you had what? The kingdom and the southern kingdom. And what it said we tormented them because we had everybody under our subjection. That's why you had Moab speaking Hebrew. We had the Moabite stone is Hebrew on there, bro.
Yahweh.
You had Yahweh.
Right.
And then you had it's recorded in our history. In King David's army, you had what, 2 lion-like men of Moab. Who taught them martial arts? But it says in Psalm, King David said, what, the Most High taught his hand to fight.
To break the rope.
To leap over the wall. So Yahweh taught King David to fight. And then the Moabites got trained in King David's army.
Yeah, when you see these old kung fu movies and you see one man fighting 100 people, that comes from the scriptures, man. That's like King David, things of that nature, the mighty men. Because if you're fighting, you know, back in the day, time would just slow down, and it's like you could just see as you're throwing a punch in slow motion, or if somebody's hitting you, it's all in slow motion. King Arthur was the same thing. So that's what the Most High did. He allowed time to just basically slow down for King David and the mighty men, man. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th will I utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And I brought that out because, you know, we just talking about the slave trade, the trafficking. We have not, since then, we have never really got to enjoy our children, man. You know what I'm saying? We have never really got to enjoy our children. But now we're witnessing the downfall of our enemy, and we know that time is coming when we're going to be able to actually enjoy our children. We're going to know our children can dwell safely, man. But right now, like we just said, you got to watch Esau, man. You got your child walking up the street. If they weigh less than 130, they going to snatch them up, man.
Yeah, but but they've been doing that.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when we were coming up, you had those milk cartons.
Yep.
You go to the grocery store.
Have you seen that?
Have you seen me? They've been doing it.
Yesterday.
White express vans.
Yeah.
Kidnapping little kids.
Yeah, have you seen me? You know, that's that nigga that, you know, steal your wallet, then help you look for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Psycho. And they never came up with.
Right.
They never came about.
Right.
Great majority never came about.
But you watched the movie They Clone Tyrone. They showed the little underground laboratory. Jake was in them glasses, in them cages. You had Keisha in there, Jake in there. That's real talk, man.
Super experiment.
Super experiment, man.
They'll be a spot you'll never guess where they'll be in the middle of the hood.
Right. Under a 7-Eleven.
Oh, I got something for you. It states the enslaved so-called African people provided over 200 years of coerced, unpaid labor that was foundational to the U.S. economy, producing well over 60% of the nation's wealth by 1860. They generated billions in value at over 2.7 billion in 1860.
And somebody did $2.7 billion 1860 compared to that amount today. Now, what's this worth today? 2.7 billion? And that's probably lies right there.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah, it's way more than that. But we'll still get that little assessment in today's value. We got to factor in hyperinflation.
They ain't got the nerve to call people lazy. You know what I'm saying?
We should be.
You know, we just think about slavery really for rich America, man.
That's right.
It served really like an economic engine
That's
from the
it.
19th century.
You know?
And after 200 years, anybody be tired.
Right.
You know, and because after 200 years of the physical, we have to go through what? How many years of the mental?
You know, 300 something.
Man, that's a long time.
That's even worse than mental.
But that's pressure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. So you've been pressing down on these people for hundreds of years, and you still look at them with an evil eye.
Right.
Then you work Jake 12 months out the year, you know.
Then they got the nerve to say, those your forefathers, but we are forefathers coming back in the process called reincarnation.
So you are your forefathers too. That's why you're gonna be judged so harshly.
That's why you got that term called PTSS. I'm reading it too, which goes to post-traumatic slave syndrome. So it's pretty much like an imprint into our people's DNA. That's why we have like certain fears and phobias, like water or drowning, things of that sort. Or doctors,
Yeah, doctors.
especially
Needles.
Needles,
Yeah.
handcuffs, flashing
We
lights,
get traumatized, man.
bells.
I got a precept for you for your point you just brought out. This is a Lamentations 5 and 7. It says, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
That's right, man. It shows you that we are our forefathers coming back again. The process called reincarnation. That's why nothing is new under the sun. The same people that was doing things before time, those same people more than likely are here back again, repeating the same scenarios.
Because the Most High said he visit what? The third and fourth generation. That's right. How does he visit the third and fourth generation? Based upon something that they did.
You coming back on earth? Reincarnation.
Yep. So look, man, this is the time of judgment, and see, the Most High set up the prophets to illustrate the scriptures, and the scriptures are here to give perspective as to why everything is going on the planet Earth, i.e., the conflict in Iran, all right, the wars, the rumors of war, the crazy weather, all that is in the scriptures. So basically, these are the labor pains that happen before the sun enters the womb of the Earth. I think, like you said, there's no such thing as the mothership. If anything is the mother, it's the planet Earth. If anything, yeah, go ahead, bro.
So I even put it
Oh, you got it, bro.
because you had me to look this up and ask, in 1860, slavery made about 2.7 billion. How much is that worth in today's time? So just gonna kind of breeze through it. Today, that 2.7 billion is worth 90 to 110 billion today. Okay, then when you go to the context, it says enslaved people were trafficked and the single largest asset class in the U.S. at the time, larger than railroads and factories. The value was comparable to a huge share of the total national wealth.
You know, Esau goes off on numbers. I'm thinking trillions. I'm thinking trillions.
They trillionaires.
Well, there are trillionaires, man, and Esau, he functions off of exploitation, man. But you gotta remember too, he enslaved the Hamites during European colonization. This man enslaved the Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, Africa, West Africa, Central South America. You enslaved continents full of people, man. And he still was fucking over his people over here making money off them. Yeah. So, but hey, look, man, because look, then what happened before slavery? You had that railroad that was built from the East Coast to the West Coast to get what gold, to get that gold from the West Coast back to Europe, man. Hey, somebody get to the mic about that covetous man, how they covet fields.
That's why I call San Francisco 49ers.
Oh yeah. So man, you've been hitting the lick. You've been on the same lick for 500 years.
Then you named the football team after the incident.
Because you know how they say if somebody broke in your house, it's because you let them. Like you let your cousin or some so-called partner in your house, right? Then he'll tell his partners, and they'll come breaking your shit.
Yeah.
So they sent pioneers. They sent pioneers to the Americas. With pioneer goes back to pun. So it's a chessboard, and you send your pun to the other territory. So yeah, they sent the pioneers to the Americas, and they went back with intel. And after the pioneers, you came back with their lick.
The same thing what's his name, Christopher Columbus did.
Yeah.
He went back to King, what's the king name? Ferdinand, and he was basically like saying, well, these people for the taking, they're so polite and peaceful. I just need the ammunition and the pawns to take over, man.
Yep. This is gonna be sweet. Easy.
Yep. This is Micah 2:2, and they covered fields and take them by violence.
You can't be simple. Field don't mean, oh, they got 2 acres of land. It's the world. You covered countries. You covered, what does it mean? You want the resources, man. And you've done that all throughout the world, man.
That's right. But going back to the blessing, they're not a dynamic in that blessing. The state of they should get the fatness of the world, the fatness of the earth. These are your best places.
See, Trump tapping more into that spirit now. You know, somebody with a country in Cuba, Ecuador.
Yeah, as he's losing.
Ecuador.
Back in Micah 2:2, and they covered fields and take them by violence and houses. You know, how do you take it by violence? Your military, the petrodollar, you know, your sanctions, you know.
This is houses, you know, a house also going to like a family's legacy. Like, you went into these other countries, man, and you overthrew royal lineages, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last monarch. You know, you overthrew houses, man.
The scripture talks about removing landmarks.
Right. Because you gotta understand, outside of America, you have houses that existed 400, 500, 600, 700 years. You had monarchs going back to the Dark Ages, man. The Esau overthrew, man. And man, the least, man. Y'all was something else, man. All right.
And take them away so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his
Man, them
heritage.
central banks,
Yeah.
Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom, and all country. This is their house, man. And you oppress them, man. But you stuff them off to a reservation,
Right.
give them a little casino money.
Right.
The average guy that's a damn alcoholic, strung out. You know why? He's oppressed.
You can't drink alcohol, you drink a rum and alcohol. Calling it power water.
Yeah, remember that movie, The House of Rothschild? You know, it came out in 1934. That shows you Mayor Elshel Rothschild. He was on his dying bed. He had all his different sons like around the bed. And he was just like pointing them. You're gonna take over Europe. You're gonna take over Germany. France. You know, things of that sort. It shows you that's how they started them when they started covering their houses.
They're worth more than billions. They're worth trillions.
Not more than true.
Yeah.
These sons of bitches ain't worked since 13 fucking hundreds. And they don't deal with dollars. They deal with silver and gold and natural resources and people.
They gave that's why they gave the Monopoly board. That's mockery to you.
Right.
The Monopoly board was what they was doing to you. That's why the average person has Monopoly money. The whole earth is dealing with paper money. I mean, you know, the majority of the earth is dealing. Meanwhile, the elites, they hoard everything. Man.
And this devil's so wicked and petty, man. Like oppressing your house, he even take it to your front door, man. Pushing the matriarch, you know what I'm saying? Dictating that how the woman pretty much get all the benefits and the man can't live there because he get particular benefits from the government. You know, he's just doing, he's doing too much, man.
And meanwhile, his woman's in order.
Right.
His children are in order.
In the mansion.
Right. Meanwhile, when they eat, their fucking cattle is slaughtered right before them. And they wait. You think these niggas are going to fast food spots?
Even the lower luminaries, man. I was watching this documentary how billionaires eat. When they get a cow ordered, it has to come from a particular form, and that steak has to come from a cow that has a particular number on it. Yeah, it get real specific because them billionaires on up, they're very particular about what they eat. Yeah, like the yogurt or some shit has to come from a cow that was branded with a certain number off a certain form. It's that particular.
And think about this, and we know they're blessing, but at the same time, friend, them fucking heathens are eating right too, bro. The things we consume and put in our bodies, they're not doing it. They have the best wine, the best alcohol, the best drugs.
Well, I can pretty much ascertain that in the ideal liberal order, the average citizen will be eating impossible meat. They could be eating beyond meat, impossible meat. You know, they just finesse you with that shit.
That's right.
All right.
And this is 2 Corinthians 4:4. And whom, so like verse 3, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Yep.
And whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Because what does a wizard do? A wizard has the power to enchant, cast spells. How does he cast a spell? Through the media,
That's right.
through television.
That's right.
Right, those conducting all these experiments in Germany with the TV. The TV was set up to cast. It's a spell on you, man. That's why you have like the cast, a casting company,
Yeah.
broadcast.
Yeah.
You're broadly casting a spell.
Hollywood.
Why is it called Hollywood?
Casting crew.
The casting crew.
Casting crew.
They're all witches.
Yeah.
It's witchcraft.
Because what that Hollywood goes into what that Hollywood, the Druids used to use to cast spells on people.
Using its blood.
Yeah.
That's why we call it like the Disney world and all that stuff. It's magical. Right? So it's back to the witchcraft and sorcery. That's right.
That's why the whole country is under MK Ultra.
That's right.
This picture I had, man, it's like a television. It's a family sitting in front and watching it, but on top of that television was a toilet with a bull sitting on it. Basically, somebody saying everything you watching is bullshit.
Damn.
You know, at the end of your favorite television show, there's a baby. Like a TV show, but the credits go off and it's like a baby in the womb or something like that. It's like that's us being programmed from the time we're born.
What about the line?
Well,
Kind of line used to.
Yeah.
It's like his cage or something.
because they show another angle of it, and it's like he's strapped
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
And I would think us being captured.
That's what
or
I think.
enslaved.
It's like this is like Titus, like we conquered Jerusalem.
Right.
That's my guesstimation.
Yeah.
That's my assessment.
Say something.
You know. So why do we have that?
That's right.
Why do you have the lion shirt? Yeah. Right? And Esau, what he does, he tells you what he did through science fiction. Because there's so many movies that illustrate what he's done and what he's doing through sci-fi.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Back in 2 Corinthians 4:3, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine into them.
Because basically 2/3 are still under that spell because they're the 2/3.
Yeah.
We were once under the spell. It
That's right.
tells you in, was it 1 Peter 4? We once were in darkness.
Yeah.
With the most, a part of that luminosity was from Yahushua tapping into our sight.
That's right.
You know, he cracking our souls, man, and waking us up, man.
Knocking that door.
He knocked on that door, man, and woke us up from this sorcery. This is real talk, man. It tells you that Babylon, if you heard about the souls of men, you know, America really, Esau really mastered sorcery. The elites are really wizards, man.
Yes, sir.
And that whole thing, we finna put the whole world under hypnosis through the media,
Right.
through the school system.
I think hypnosis goes back to sleep. You know, put you sleep from a spiritual sense,
Yup.
a state of darkness.
Yup.
So you're walking around, but you still can't see what's really going on.
Like the ideal of going to work for a fake dollar and pay your bills, and like they have these little actors and YouTube comedians, they'll dress up as aliens, like stereotypical aliens, and they'll be talking like, man, you know, those earthlings, man, they actually live on a planet where everything is free, but they pay rent, they pay light bills. Man, you're under the enslavement of the elites.
And this is Isaiah 29:10, NLT. For the Lord Yahweh had poured out on you a spirit of deep sleep.
He did it through that witch called Esau, man, the sorcerer, the wizard. Esau is a wizard, man. All right.
Deep sleep.
Yep.
He has closed the eyes of your
Hey, if I can say something, it's so deep. You can try to tell people what's going on, and they still won't believe it. You can show people what's going on, they still can't see it. All this information on the fucking internet, and you still say, people say, we conspiracy theories.
So like the slave trade, like you just bring it up on the slave trade, you got all the images out there, different history books, things of that sort. They still try to say we got the people in the Bible.
Yeah, or they'll have like cognitive dissonance. They'll say, I know we're the chosen, but then they'll say we the indigenous. So how can you hold two contradicting doctrines?
Right, right.
Yeah, spiritual coma.
Yeah.
And so when you look up that word sleep or deep sleep, it goes into it's
Dama.
Yep. So it says in the outline biblical usage, deep sleep, trance. And once you go to the word trance, it says a half-conscious state characterized by absence of response to external stimuli, typically as induced by hypnosis.
You see, that's what the Most High would put, the prophets in. Certain times at trance, so they can receive that vision. And that's what Esau would do on the left-hand side to keep you asleep, or to make you sleepy up.
You know how you know Jacob's under a spell? Because they'll drive by us like this. So to look at this, like, what is that? Why are they dressed like that? And what is that? What world did you live in to look at us like we're foreign?
Right.
What world, what spell are you under to look at your heritage and your culture like? What is that?
Right.
So that shows you the Most High work. That deep sleep, it works, man.
Like an angel sitting up like Ben Wallace,
Yeah.
blocking everything and trying to get any type of spiritual understanding.
What's that shit the doctor be using when they keep you sleep, anesthesia?
Yeah.
They hit you over, so they start seeing you kind of waking up there and put a psyop out there. Just like Buck Daddy, all that bullshit. That's another anesthesia.
Yeah.
Put you back down.
They hit you in one of those.
Yeah.
Like a sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Well, I had a surgical procedure when I was young. Hey, that shit worked. Because, a boy told me to count to like 20 or something.
Yeah.
But I was knocked out before 20. And then when I woke up doing the procedure, they hit me again, bro.
That's what they do when they put that shit on. They like count to 10. They put the hypnosis.
Yeah.
That ain't never anesthesia.
That's it.
They do it through. Yeah.
That's right.
Man, Esau, man, I ain't gonna lie. I marvel at this.
That boy
nigga.
cold, man.
I marvel at to take something little and say, okay, we're gonna do this on a grand scale. Our forefathers mastered witchcraft. Now we're gonna take this witchcraft and use it to call technology to cast on everybody.
That's why Scripture says his heart is deep.
That's right.
I mean, he really, his levels to his wickedness.
Yeah, and there's more to Esau than him just being out there on the field and a goddamn deer stand.
Yeah, it's more.
There's more to that shit, bro.
That's
Sword can be different.
No, go ahead, bro.
Now I said that sword is blessing on the left hand side come to different fashions.
Hey, that's his little country redneck cousin.
That's right.
So when we see around us, that's the elite little country redneck cousin. But the elites, shit. Yeah.
What he say? He cannot sleep if he calls on the farm.
I'm telling you.
Think
man.
about them power hard workers, man, who really trying to come up in the industry. Them niggas don't sleep, man. Them niggas constantly working. Them niggas getting divorced. They getting everything because they focused on their job, man. But that's the release, man. They trying to get it, man. And what they trying to get? The birthright, man.
That's right.
All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 23, starting at verse 22. Yahweh brought them out of Egypt. He had as it were the strength of an unicorn. Surely there is no enchantments against Jacob, neither is there any.
That's the elect. So what Esau is doing right now after the initiation of being born again, there's no enchantments. His narratives doesn't work anymore. His propaganda doesn't work. Because we have been enlightened by the Holy Spirit, that glorious light.
Now, so it says if though it were possible, they would deceive the very elect.
Yeah.
If it was possible.
You know?
You know, it's not going to be the chance.
And only the Most High can rock us back to sleep.
Yeah.
Neither is there any divination against Israel,
Right.
according to this.
And divination goes into what? Witchcraft.
Right.
Going back into the television, the music, Christianity, and so on and so forth.
Showing you that was in the nation always attempted to put us under some type of spell, man.
That's right.
They crafty council, Psalms 82. Right?
Yeah.
They always was in there trying to figure out how to destroy or keep Israel down. It shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Yahweh wrought?
This Baruch 4 and 2 in the GNT. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Trying to take hold of what? This truth. Right? This the light. This is the way. Yahushua said this is the way. And he comes in the formulation of the scriptures. So you follow Yahushua wherever you go by doing what he says. Right. When you open up the scripture, he gives you the light. He gives you a sense of direction.
So Yahushua is that spiritual rock back in ancient Egypt. So now through the spirit, he's like that spiritual, like, that we're following.
Yeah.
That pillar of light by day, fire by night.
That's it. Or even with that rock when Moses had hit it and the water came out. That's symbolic for Yahushua. Right?
Living waters.
Living waters.
Manna?
Yeah. Yeah. And guess what manna goes into? In Hebrew, what is it? So 2/3 will come and pass by. What is it? You can't get it.
See when they drive past us.
What is it?
Who is there?
What is there? Who is there?
Self-forgiveness.
Yeah. Yeah, the drop store.
You all up.
Them niggas with the old miss, you can't tell that motherfucker nothing. We think we tough.
So why do they call it Old Miss? Old Mississippi.
Oh, that's right.
Going back to that relic of slavery.
That's right.
They still roll with that.
But why? But what? Yeah. What was the original? What do you call it? The uniform, the mascot for the Old Miss.
It's like a slave. Slave owner.
Even mine with the head.
The reason it's a name for that because it was different tiers for plantation owners, and the richest ones was that one.
Yeah.
The original mascot. That's the wealthiest slave owner.
People like that KFC one.
It looked like
You
it
know
was.
what I'm saying?
But I remember that in school, like it was different tiers for plantation owners, and the richest ones.
Yeah, it says the primary old mascot for the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, was Colonel Rail, a character of an antebellum plantation owner designed in 1937.
Hey, can you Google what was the different types of plantation owners, different tiers of plantation owners? It was a word, it started with a Y. But it's a word for the different levels of plantation owners.
It kind of put me in mind of your boy on Django.
Candyland.
That's right.
Yeah, he was up there, man.
Not my nigga.
Yeah. Mississippi, man. If y'all ever come to Mississippi, go to the Civil Rights Museum. Go to the Black History Museum. Every Mississippi. Go to the, and then it said Judah and Ephraim was oppressed together. So the Civil Rights Museum, there's a section where Southern Kingdom was oppressed. Then they showed how Northern Kingdom lived before Esau, man. How they were oppressed, man. All right, and the way you know this is systemic. Why in the world did all the inventions from Jake come from slavery and right after slavery then nothing happened?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Jake taught themselves how to read in slavery.
Right.
A half the inventions in America came from Gad or Judah. Like the agricultural tools came from Gad. Why did all that stop? What happened? Esau got in there and was like, we gotta stop these. Like that mind, that too. Jake was a human calculator working for NASA. He was a human calculator, a human robot, a human computer working for NASA. What happened? How did he trucking? You know, now Jake in prison doing push-ups. What happened? So Esau, that's not the natural evolution of man. To go from 20th century Jim Crow and you invented everything, to now you're free, but now you're incarcerated. So now Esau put systems in place to keep you oppressed, man. This is the result of your age. They have consulted against the Illinois.
Black culture was a major influence.
It was a sorcery, it was a spell.
Because 50, 60, 70, all women was in order, man.
That was lean.
Yes, sir.
And then Chris Lamar, we looked up Colonel Rail. And Colonel Rail was actually a J. His name was James Blind Jim Ivy. So it says, was a beloved black peanut vendor and unofficial mascot at the University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, from 1896 until his death in 1955. So it was actually a joke, you know. That's straight mockery.
But at the same time,
But he kept
that mascot represents an archetype.
it.
It's an archetype that there was different tiers of slave owners.
Then Esau, he comes to face of the judge. He comes to face of the judge. Well, we know about 56 years, we didn't be so long.
Yep.
I got a piece of it, y'all. This is Ezekiel 22. This is Ezekiel 22:4. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself and thy idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and are come even to thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. So the reproach goes into, I just look at the word, like a derision. I'm going to be more detailed. So you look at the word reproach, yeah, like to express a disapproval, or criticism, or disappointment. So it was like that widespread or wide world, it's like a worldwide disapproval of the Most High.
Yeah, because we became degenerates.
Yeah.
We supposed to be kingly priests, but we became young thugs and doctors and football players and homosexuals and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and to further humiliate us, the Most High, what he did, he cast us out into slavery.
Yeah.
That was like a humiliation ritual to all the nations.
Yeah.
So it says, verse 4 again, to the latter part, it says, therefore have I made thee a reproach, which goes into like a disapproval to the world, unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. You see, what's that, the black face in the different countries, especially Japan, they know to do that. Certain Europe countries, they do it as well, you know. Look at the mocking going on right now with the Houston rodeo situation. Everybody making mockery of the so-called black woman. Now she's like the face of degeneracy right now. You know?
I got one for you today, the back up. And this is Joel chapter 30 and verse 1. It states so, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
And the younger goes to like being insignificant. Right. Going to the biblical Edomites.
That's right. So, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Going into that mocking. Whose fathers I would have disdained to have sat with the dogs of my flock.
That's the nature of it.
And we'll go to about the mallows.
Yeah. I keep going, bro.
And the Bible reveals Esau's nature.
Yeah,
He ain't no fucking white man.
right.
He's a freak. He's a deviant, man.
He's a black man.
Yeah.
And what did Job see? Job saw something for him to say, man, I will not let these niggas go my sheepdogs. What did he see? He was humping them. And probably after he finished humping them, he killed them and ate them, man.
Because it's a well-known fact that Esau Edom loves to get down with the animals, man, with the wildlife.
Yeah. Bro, it was a motherfucker in my hometown, man, a long time ago. Had to go to the hospital, man, because the dog had basically locked into her. So they had to have some type of surgical procedure to get the dog out of her. And it's like between the 80s and the 90s, man. So you niggas are wicked. Verse 2, yay. And how the hell can you get on by that, bro? You know how sick and disgusting you have to be.
Well, wait, I got an answer for that. The spirit that is in him is not upright.
Yeah. You want to get that for you?
Yeah, block the shot.
Yeah.
Nigga, he dark. Esau dark, man. He dark.
Because his spirit emanates from Satan. That's why he don't care about the word. He don't care about the Most High. You got like things like Family Guy, South Park. They're always mocking the Most High.
Said the crawler.
Yeah, because they're offended. They're offended by the Most High.
They even got Netanyahu circling around on X now, talking about how JC was basically nobody who's nothing more than a man, not to be honored, worship anything in nature. He said even Genghis Khan has a great authority over him. He said because evil will always overcome good eventually. So, but they're dark.
Yeah, that's right. But they are the true people of the rule.
Yeah,
But now
right.
over there in Israel, in the current state of Israel, you got the taboo Jews, so-called Jews, going against the Torah Jews now. So they rise and protesting against one another.
So that's 4 different sects. You got Zionism versus Judaism. They're the same people, small head, curly tops. Now you got the inwards, the inland individuals, the Talmud versus the what?
The Torah Jews.
The Torah.
To my knowledge, they all hate Yahweh.
And what the scripture states about house divide?
They shall not stand.
Yeah. And this is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his spirit, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
There's a big deviant, a big pervert running the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And the outcome is his who he is. How can the result of the earth right now, the state of the world, is a reflection of the kingdom, the kings of the world.
Yeah. Coin, I seen this movie some years ago. It was on Netflix. You had this Edomite. I don't know if he was in architecture or what, but he was married to this Edomite woman. And basically he was killing motherfuckers. And so she was asking him when she found out, like, why are you doing this? He was just like, I don't know, it's just in me. Just showing you how wicked he is.
He's the most high created player to do evil. That's all it is.
He's the most high created player.
Yeah, man.
That's why it says in Ecclesiastes, that which is crooked cannot be made straight.
That's right.
Like Pharaoh. He was the most high. It said the most high heart in his heart.
Right. So the Most High made this man wicked. You know, but the just shall live by his faith.
Hey, we're faith-based Israelites.
That's right. You hear that, Nate?
Yep.
All right, going back to Job 32. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perished. Because those ancient men, they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. They believe in Satanism. They're the light of the world to Satanism. And when you think about an old person, an ancient person, a major characteristic that they supposed to have is their wisdom. Esau don't have that. He believes in Satanism. Verse 3. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste.
Because the dark nation is what pushed them out.
That's right, bro.
Into the wilderness, man.
That's right.
You was dwelling in a Caucasus mountain.
That's right.
That's where you get the word. Where do you get Caucasus from?
Right, the mountains.
Yeah, Caucasus. And we're gonna find out what you were doing there.
That's right. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
Yeah, the mallow, goes to the marshmallows. You know, that's the roots of the marshmallow. You think about when he be camping and stuff like that.
Motherfucker roasting that shit in chocolate.
Yeah, where did they go back to? Now we see.
And that's how the Most High also sustained you with that type of diet.
Yep, because the juniper root says healthy.
Yeah,
And
it's like sustainable.
marshmallow root.
Yeah, roots.
Yeah, it's an herb, it's a plant.
Yeah.
Another way you know that you're Edomite, I looked up the Khazar Empire. The Khazars, they were like horsemen. They did a lot of travel through horse, but their go-to was raw meat. Their go-to was like raw uncooked meat. Those are their go-to.
And then when you look into the history of Petra, I mean, like they have like dwelling places in carved mountains, in mountain-like regions. And to this day, you will have an Edomite to climb a fucking mountain and will be suspended in the air overnight about 60 or 70 feet high.
Why though?
Because that's in their spirit.
Habitation. That's a habitat.
Yeah,
That's why they feel comfortable.
that's right. Skyscrapers, high rises.
There was this particular show, and it was showing like the top resorts that people go to, like the different hotel cabins type. And the number one most visited resort by those Edomites was a cave theme resort.
Why is that?
Well, the theme was a cave. It's a nature.
Jumping out of airplane.
When they hunt, they always go into these like hot mountain areas a lot of the time, man. Like Montana, I can't think of it right now.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming, all that, man.
And look, the rocks of Petra look like that building right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then why does he have this building so fucking high? It's reminiscent of those mountains.
Especially major cities like specific. You got New York City. You have
Chicago.
Chicago. You have Miami. It's just super dumb to have y'all live on a condo. Oh yeah, which floor you on? Oh yeah, I'm on 137. Like,
What?
you go out to your balcony and your heart beats and you walk. You know,
Right.
It's just dumb.
Arrogant
He was
things.
pinpointing out a lot too about the different high rises.
It's just
But then look at like the infrastructure looks like mountains. Like your architecture is always like grayish, brownish, or like grayish bricks.
No flavor.
No flavor, man.
replicating those rocks.
Replicating those rocks, man.
It's a game that nigga got that's on the computer. I used to see the commercial of it, man. But every level, it's like he's basically every level is him upgrading. He'll go from a small place, but the top thing, next thing you know, and those ladies ardent, but they own this tall ass fucking skyscraper. They started out as cavemen. He traded something for a wheel. You know what I'm saying? Then it just started building up. But the whole point I'm making is that toward the end of the game, it's a fucking 30,000-foot skyscraper.
The answer to why this man and who this man is and why he runs the earth, it goes back to the garden. You know, it goes back to the serpent. And it goes back to Cain. All right, the nature of Cain. And it's the reason why this was recorded. Because Esau was Cain who hates his brother. And it goes back to Esau and Jacob. And it goes back to the Roman Empire in Jerusalem, the Grecian Empire in Jerusalem. All right, it's all in the scriptures, man. This is not just some random man that just so happens to be so great that he runs the earth, yet he's scared of you in person. It makes sense, man.
Time the chance happens to him.
And then you go into Google, it tells you the question asks, I think what the question was, where did white people come from, or where did like blue eyes come from? And it tells you that about 4,000 years ago, it gives a date that's kind of matching to the garden. It says something happened to where somebody's gene was stripped just like that, and their eyes turned blue. It went from brown to blue. And it tells you that on Google. Because people think that a blue eye is a color in itself. No, it's the result of melanin being stripped away. So, but that shows you right there, going back to the scriptures and how the apostles broke it down, man. All right, everybody was so-called black on the planet Earth, brown on the planet Earth. And when Cain got stripped of his melanin, that was the beginning of that outcast, that deviant on the planet. And your strip of melanation, all right, it was indicative of you being stripped of righteousness, man. It's like you're that albino, you're that black sheep on earth. And when you came into power, you flipped reality. Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So now he made leprosy beautiful.
Slim and beauty.
Yeah.
He made white pure.
He made having no pigment pure, man.
This nigga not even white.
You're cooked. You gotta say, yeah, he's cooked.
Yeah.
You're like a cooked leopard. Or uncooked leopard.
Mm-hmm. It's dried out.
He dried out.
It's overcooked actually.
Huh?
When you look at his skin, it's peeling. It's always flaking. And it's always looking half dead.
What happens when the Edomite is in the sun? He's cooked. He's being cooked. Yeah, he's sizzling, man.
That boy be like, oh, don't touch it.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, don't touch it.
I got y'all.
Right, bro.
Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised.
That's happening now.
Yep. Right.
That's really happening now. With your boy Donald Trump.
DJ.
DJ.
You know that name. Verse 3.
DJ.
He's small amongst the heathen now too, because they got missiles too. They got nuclear warheads too.
And even the odds.
Yeah, what happened when that 130-pound Jake got a strap on him now? Yeah, like, I'm strapped. Yeah. You know?
They telling you no to your damn face all over the internet, all over you. Nah. This ain't our war, you figure it out.
What happened to Denzel Washington character in Training Day when all the bloods were surrounding him? He was like, yeah, you know?
He met King Kong.
He said, I have all you motherfuckers locked up. But everybody was looking at him like, bro, you ain't shit through. Yeah, you ain't that guy no more, man.
Right.
I put cases on all you.
And so basically, other nations is telling Donald Trump, like they told the boy, Denzel, you gotta put your homework in. You gotta put your homework in, man.
Verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, that thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
The pride of his heart deceived him, man. He always thought he was gonna be a powerhouse. You know, his pride, you know what I'm saying, made him think that just because he tell the other nations to come to his aid, that they was coming like they used to. But they giving that nigga the finger, the middle.
And the worst and a bad feeling is when you can't see yourself that you lost a step.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You still think you didn't do 30 years ago.
Right.
You're a shell of yourself.
You're a shell of yourself, but you don't see it.
You see where how platform pants and shit.
Well, you know how
Looking in the mirror.
he 56 years old, but she try to dress like a little young chick.
Yeah.
But in her view of herself, like, I'm still that 20-year-old.
The dad did.
Yeah.
That's how my grandmama used to do back in the day. Mama still got it. I'm like, man, who's that? Mama still got it, babe.
Have a seat.
Grandma be up there doing the sit-ups and shit. She like 60 years old. We be in the squat and looking at each other. Just sit up.
You know what? That's your vibe to be 60 doing sit-ups.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's the healthy way. That's the right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're drinking a gallon of Brian early.
Right there.
But America, Esau is the old whore, the old thought, that in her view of herself, she still thinks she little Kim from the 90s. You ain't little Kim from the 90s. You still a whore. Yeah, you still a whore. When you drop that bottom, that shit drops now. You got that scrambled egg stomach now.
Right.
But you ain't.
Cellulite.
Yeah, but you an old hoe at that strip club walking to that pole.
Yep.
You know, walking to that pole, you know?
That's
Up on the stage.
Yeah. Hey, now what Jake pulled up that seat to go Tiffany, man. But in your mind, you still that one. But that's Babylon, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Jake.
You gotta give her the bun.
Yeah.
Bring her back. They way down there twisted. Look like he at the casino or
Give
something.
her the bun, man.
Yep. So it says, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, that thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, and said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yeah, you got it right there. Know whose habitation is high. All right? Because ultimately, what? Because he says nest upon the stars, the satellite. Then he got a military division, space division out there. You know.
Before that great phone, you know, you have that pride first.
Pride before
You know.
Isaiah 2:11. Human pride will be brought down, and human arrogance will be humbled.
The Most High kept receipts of the results of pride. With Egypt, people are still going to Egypt as a museum to this day. Bro, you know what? And then when Ishmael, so-called Arabs, took over Egypt, you know what they did with those Egyptian kings? They sold them in marketplaces. Look it up. These great kings that were perceived as gods, their mummies, they were sold in the market, in Arab marketplaces. Another nigga took over your kingdom and just sold you. Your shit is relics, man. And then he just like, Edomites will come in and just have you on the exhibit. King Tut, exhibit. A little Edomite with big glasses can watch you, little third man. Come on, man. I think America's gonna be different. You saw Planet of the 1968 edition. the arm of the Statue of Liberty left. You know, and Charleston Hester? He had the perfect Edomite character. He was proud through the whole movie. To the end of that bitch, then he saw the relic of the Statue of Liberty.
It says Isaiah 2:11 NLT. Human pride will be brought down, and human arrogance will be humbled. Only the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, will be exalted when that day of judgment.
What's gonna bring Edom down? What's gonna bring his pride down? Thermonuclear missile. That's Joel 2nd chapter. Yeah, the chariots, yeah. Because see, the missile's gonna hit America. It's gonna be intercontinental going both ways. But the chariots, it's the same when the smoke clears. Because when America gets destroyed, it's gonna be an ambitious race to be the next world power. You did a lesson on that, man. But guess who's gonna be the next world power? Hated and love is the underdogs on top. You know, when Larry Bird was on top, they never knew that a Joe was gonna come behind him.
Right.
When what's his name? Babe Ruth. I'm thinking about the basketball player from the 80s.
Magic.
Like, him too. I'm forgetting Eugene. It's somebody. Basically, like that came for that before Jordan. They didn't know there was gonna be a Jordan. But
Because
like,
you only can see it during that time.
yeah, you gonna see it through that time frame. They didn't know, man. So this era now, you didn't know that the next world power is gonna be so-called black, so-called Native American, so-called Latino American. You know, you didn't know that. You know, but we in the gym training right now. See?
Verse 12, I'll read this in the KJV. For the day of the Lord of hosts should be upon everyone that is proud and lofty.
And you know what too? When King David was just a shepherd boy, Philistines was in power. And they had that champion Goliath. They were haughty. They were prideful, man. And Goliath was out there talking shit for how many days? You go into the history because we read over it. Goliath was just talking shit day after day, man. Yeah, he was taunting them, man. And guess what? It's like woman was shook. So when the Philistines was on top, they didn't know that those shepherd boys was gonna come.
They would become direct shot
Yeah, go ahead.
with they so-called greatest warrior.
Yep.
Back you up. Ecclesiastes 47:1. And after him rose up Nathan to prophesy in the time of David, as is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so was David chosen out of the sons of Israel. He played with lions as with kids, and with bears as with lambs. Slew he not a giant when he was yet but young? And did he not take away reproach from the people when he lifted up his hand with the stone and the sling?
Hey, what was Yahushai's chariot referred to?
Stone.
Stone, graven without hand.
Right. So you see the house of David right now in real time, slinging that stone, which is Yahweh Shai.
Yep. And it's right now it's spiritual with the word. But soon Yahushai really gonna do.
That's right.
It's breaking the image of the beast.
That's right. Damn. And then America's the right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
It's
right.
coming from, the unexpected. Everybody thought David just looked puny.
Yeah.
Who would think a little shepherd boy gonna do anything? He never been in battle, he ain't a warrior. So, that's how we looked at the most known unknown.
And to back you up, even Samuel looked at him. He was overlooking him.
Right,
and then
right.
the Most High said, no, I don't look at man like you look at man. I look at the spirit.
Enemy.
Because the last guy looked like that guy.
Yeah, that's right.
King Saul looked like that.
Yeah.
Like that boy.
Even his brothers.
Yeah.
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 And
Just
then
imagine how mighty they were looking.
right. And King David was still young. He was a stripling, meaning he ain't been filled out yet. He probably had the narrow, wide frame, but he had no weight on him.
It's 1 Samuel 17:14, 16. And David was the youngest, and the three eldest followed Saul. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep in Bethlehem. And the Philistine drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days.
Talking shit.
Talking shit.
40 days. And then your boy Saul was shook. He didn't want no smoke with that.
The NLT says, for 40 days, every morning and evening, the Philistine champion strutted in front of the Israelite army.
Who wants some of Debo?
Yeah.
Take your chain, take your chain.
Bro. Hey, Friday, right?
Yeah.
All right. look up the word Babakasha, because Craig knocked out Debo,
That's
right?
right.
Babakasha, look up the word Craig,
Oh, Lord.
you know? And I want to say look up the word Debo. Definitely look up the word Craig, right? Because I went into this, man, the spirit, man. Because he hit Craig with a brick. See?
So from etymology online, for Craig says, surnamed 12th century, a Scottish form of crag, which is spelled C-R-A-G-G, literally dweller by the steep rocks.
Yep. Well, about the steep rocks. So I remember looking it up and it went back to rock. You see? But like, when it Craig hit Debo with a brick, it's basically like a form of a rock. Yeah.
Debo means to beat up.
Yeah.
To bully or beat up. It means to overpower, intimidate, or physically assault someone acting like a bully.
That's Goliath, 40 days.
That's right.
And Craig is because I think certain definitions straight up say just rock.
Yeah, and it says right here from crag, a steep, rugged rock.
Yeah. So Craig hit people with the brick.
He did.
The bully. Hey, what was that rock though?
Howard Shine.
The Howard Shine, man.
Yeah.
And,
Debo asked Saul, Goliath asked Saul, you want some of this old man? No.
So
No.
And when Debo was knocked out, all right, right, everybody was in awe, like the whole neighborhood.
And then they rejoiced.
Yep. And who's the neighborhood? The other nations, the world. When America gets destroyed, the whole world gonna be in awe. Like, oh shit, you did it. They're gonna be mad like that. The cash crop is, you know what I mean? But
That's like Smokey and Red was in the porch. What Smokey say, who be doing that around niggas in the back, around the corner? You know, you go to those other nations, man.
Yeah. Ain't gonna fuck with Russell Taylor like that.
He only do that shit to people he know.
Yeah.
It's very heavy, man.
Yeah.
So, how can you extract something spiritual from a nigga movie?
Yeah.
You gotta be the spirit of the dealer,
spirit, man.
Yeah. I would never thought about that. Craig and Debo.
It's like it's spiritual.
That's right.
That's why all the movies be spiritual.
That's right, man.
But
Even Friday is spiritual.
even Friday was
That
spiritual.
shit crazy.
Everybody watched Friday.
That's
All
right.
the Israelites
Yeah.
watched Friday. And what's the what's the scripture? How has the fallen? How has the ceased? You know, I'm thinking about the Debo fallen.
The oppressor ceased.
Woo! Yeah. No, how has the oppression ceased? You know? Yeah, man.
Oh, Isaiah 14.
Did all of that chapter?
Isaiah 14 and 4, bro. I got it. Yeah, Isaiah 14 and 4. That you shall take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
You got knocked the fuck out! Dang!
Give me more motherfucking shit.
Like I said, going back to Revelation, bro, when this was in America, they're gonna be like, oh. And it's funny how Chris Tucker's character name was Smokey, but it's like he was in Debo's face like smoke. You know what I mean? Like America filled with smoke.
You gotta do a video, man.
Well, I did.
You gotta do another.
So another one, yeah. You know how a movie, you put a movie out but nobody watched it. You know what I mean? When you went to it's bedtime. But hey, but yeah, Smokey was in his face like he got knocked the fuck out. You know? But it's like, damn, his name was, now that I think of it, his name was Smokey. You know?
And this is Luke 10 and 18. And he said unto him, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
Hey, how is Satan, which Esau, Edom's kingdom, all right, well, his rulership is lightning. What happens to where lightning, because in Revelation it said in how many hours? 60 minutes, 1 hour. But listen, man.
You're right.
You know, teachers get on your ass over the petty shit.
Yeah.
Man, I know what you mean. I know
No,
you're a
no, I'm
teacher.
wrong with that one.
I
Man.
know you're a
Yeah. I heard that one. Man.
But yeah, in 1 hour, because it's gonna only take 60 minutes.
That's right.
The Spirit keep bringing Joel back in my mind, bro. Joel, we close out this chapter, man. You know, Joel 2.
Okay, you gonna go do it too.
Yeah, let's go to the missiles. In 1 hour, America's gonna get destroyed.
And that's fast, bro.
That's fast.
Well, I mean, a gigantic landmass this size to be destroyed within an hour?
It's like 6,000 miles in length.
It's like it's 3,000 from east to west and 2,000 north to south.
East to west, man.
Yeah.
So 3,000. Come on, man. In 1 hour? That's why it's called the lake of fire in the vision. From a sky view, a satellite view, it's like a burning lake.
Great city.
And I was taught growing up, like that's like another type of hell, you know? Going in the church is like, yeah, this got the hell, you got the lake of fire, like, okay, Pastor.
They're going to be in there.
Yeah. Alright.
Romans 9:28, it says, for he, referring to Yahushua, will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work with the Lord Yahushua make upon the earth.
Destruction of America. You know, it was a movie gone in 60 seconds. America's going to be gone in 60 minutes.
This is how I describe as an army in Joel 2. Now, another brother get in 1 hour. See that great city of Babylon. But basically, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2. I started verse 6. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men.
It's talking about the missiles and formation. They have their own trajectory, man. All right, they have their own trajectory, their own target. These are the intercontinental ballistic missiles.
And look at, you know, in those ancient movies, how those mighty men would run.
Yeah.
Shake and strong. And they look mighty and powerful.
The ground be shaking.
Yeah, the ground shaking because there's so many of them at one time.
Because those ancient armies might have been 100,000 men on the ground in one army.
Yeah.
Like the Persian army.
Yeah.
You said 200, man.
Like remember when shaking on my bad, what did I say? Persians. Because the ground was shaking, I know Persians.
Because they had an elephant too, didn't they?
That's right, they had them elephants. You know?
They shall climb the wall like mighty. They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Because look, in the ancient world, you had what? Fortified walls to protect the city.
And then what's equivalent to that now is those so-called missile defense systems.
So basically, it's going to penetrate those.
That's right, bro.
That's no wall villages.
That's all villages.
And they shall march every one on his ways,
His trajectory. Yep.
and they shall not break their ranks.
They gonna all hit their targets.
That's right.
And we'll say in Hebrews, how the Most High is a consuming fire,
That's
which
right.
goes to our spirit, going to be directed those nuclear missiles.
Right.
They will hit every designated target that he pretty much decreed for it to hit.
Yeah, so the Most High is going to perfect that guiding technology. That's right.
Verse 8, neither shall one trust another, they shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Meaning what? If it bumps into another, or even if a missile from America bumps into it, it's still going to keep on moving.
They're not going to collide.
They're not going to collide.
Or deter from their back. Because the spirit of the Lord is going to be on these nuclear missiles.
guide
Yeah.
That's really the guiding technology.
Verse 9, they shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb upon the houses, they shall enter.
And it's plainly talking about the missiles. You had somebody a while back saying how that's talking about men with spiritual power. They ain't talking about that, man.
Well, in the original school, it was taught that, I don't know if it was King Masha, after Sharia, but they originally broke it down that way.
Yeah.
But the spirit reveals like
Yeah, because that scripture is a direct link to the scripture in Revelation, man. What way describes the missiles as an army? You know?
And then if you go into the same book, it tells you that these people will never be created again. You know? So that shows you that it's only talking about this technology.
it personified them.
Yeah.
So it personified the missiles like an army.
Yeah. Fire devour before it, behind a flame burner.
Because you know Joel, man, he didn't know he didn't have the vernacular, he didn't have the terminology to describe it in today's terms. He saw it and wrote it how he saw it.
Yep.
You know?
They shall enter at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble.
You know?
And he said, they said the Lord is a flame of fire.
Yep.
They say Yahushua came to bring fire.
Yeah, he came to send fire on the earth.
What is that fire he's sending? So you know what Joel saw? He saw like was similar to a movie scene. He saw missiles hitting tall buildings, He saw missiles hitting neighborhoods. He saw children playing and then missiles hit. That's why it says in the scripture, I was destroy the people with the besom of destruction. Because the besom is like a throne. Yep. All right, and that's that nuclear wave, man. All right, go ahead. All right.
This is Haggai 2:6. For thus said the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations should come. And I will
Yeah, they had a kingdom. Because really everybody wants the kingdom. And spirit be on you to get into us a point like the whole earth miserable. Everybody complaining. You know what I'm saying? Saying this ain't life, you know, just giving up. So the desire of all nations, really everybody wants this to happen. Whether directly or indirectly, man. Because something in everybody's spirit, they know it's the truth. You know? And it's the only way the planet Earth is going to get healing, man.
Yep. And they know that the planet Earth is oppressed. The nations on the planet Earth is oppressed under these current rulers, bro.
Yep.
I remember that old video came out like over a decade ago, over there in Jerusalem. That woman, she was saying, we need you all over here. You know? That's good, man.
Got you. Real quick. This is just to back him up about the missiles. Joel 2:27. And you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your power, and none else.
Back in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun.
Quake before them. The missiles hit the planet Earth, man. It tells you in the scriptures the earth should reel to and fro like a drunkard. Right?
The heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
It's not that the spiritual world, heaven's going to tremble. It's just the result of the explosion, man. It said the heavens shall roll together, come together like a scroll. Yeah, man, that mushroom cloud, man.
Verse 11, and the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that execute his word, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
This was the prophets prophesied of from the beginning.
Uncle Shop, can I please get
Go.
up, please? All right, the book of Revelation, chapter 6. Revelation chapter 6, verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Yep, and that's the result of thermonuclear missiles in America, but also overseas. That's why they at least have nuclear bomb shelters. All right, they know what's about to happen. All right, but that's basically that's a description of the impact of thermonuclear destruction. Man. This is what the prophets prophesied of, and they all saw the vision.
And it shows you how Shai is present in that very same time. They say, they want to hide from the Lord,
Hey, well, and then look, what happened with the towers. The towers basically exploded. Their final form of a spirit was Yahweh Shai. So the crown and the long beard was the final form.
How's the party to be on?
Yeah.
That's what started them in the Middle East. But it's the same narrative going from 9/11 all the way until now. The nations, Esau had that plan to take down the Middle East nation. So now they on that last nation, Iran. But this is when they stepped into the Third World War. So in
This is Joel 2:2. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more accurate.
Can I add something?
Yeah, bro.
Because once these nuclear missiles are utilized,
Ain't gonna be any more of them.
Right.
That's gonna be it. It's not gonna be a need for them.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Even to the years of many generations.
It's like those little fireworks like those little things you drop on the ground and it pop.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop. You can't reuse it. It's pop and pop. You know? All right. You have something, bro? You know, we'll make it the last one. Did you have anything, bro?
Yeah. Wait, one more.
Bring it out.
That's right.
BJ playing catch up. All right, this is Revelation chapter 9 and verse 13. And the sixth angel. So, bro.
Ready for you? Break it down.
Oh, come on.
9:13.
Come on.
This Revelation 9 verse 13. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High.
Right, and it shows you that we're in that time now, because we're between the 6th and the 7th. You know, you got it, bro.
Verse 14. Saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
And that's happening now. You know, you got it, bro.
And even when you think about the Euphrates, like it's drying up.
Yep.
And there's actually a symbol. It's like an imprint of the waf. What's the thought? The thought symbol is actually there. It's actually imprinted in that river.
Yeah.
Yep, which means the end.
That's it.
You know.
And all the alliances are falling together. This shows you that that Esau walked into a trap with his last move. But every alliance in prophecy is falling together exactly how the Lord said they would fall together, just based off this one move this nigga did, man. All the kings of the East are coming together now. Because they got to. Because now the Lord made it to where these nations are in survival mode. They can't be neutral in this shit. They gotta get involved. And it's happening just like the scripture said.
So like, Papa Bashar, just read 15 and 16, that'll be it.
Verse 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men.
Right, it's the destruction for Esau, Edom. They represent the third part of man. All right, the sons of the wicked, go ahead.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
Right, and that's the point right there. That's a direct link to what's written in the book of Prophet Joel, which shows you all the prophets, you know, the servants of the Lord, the prophets, the apostles, they all saw the same thing, man. You know?
Because then, look, an army of 200 million people, you know what I mean? Showing you this is talking about missiles, man. You know? Like America ain't got but less than 400 million citizens. So, you know, it's more evident it's something about the missiles. All right? And with that, we hope this is an edification. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rapadash. Once again, double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of great good, strong, and well. Peace and blessings, health and wonders to the house of David the elect. Abba.
Gonna be our strong. Shalom.
And you about to get them little.